So it's wonderful for you to join us for our discussion that we're having this. I'm actually joining you from London, Ontario today. Part of the issue or part of the things about being prepared is that I do have something else that I have to attend today. So my cousin in London, Ontario has graciously offered his space for me. So I'm not in my regular home location. But I do want to welcome you to Working a Side Hustle Business during COVID-19. So once again, welcome. And I'm very pleased that you can join with us this afternoon. I do have, in anticipation of my change of venue today, what I've done is that I have created a PowerPoint slide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that information with you. I'll come off screen. It'll also give me an opportunity as well to take a look at some of the information in your chat, talk a little bit more about me, and also talk a little bit more about business. So let's see if we have what we have here. And I'm just going to bring that up, and hopefully you will be able to see that information that I'm sharing with you. Okay, so really just talking about working a side hustle business during COVID-19. And once again, my name is Jacqueline C. Roberts of Just Choose Results Training and Development. Let me just so hide that. Okay, so when we're talking about this, and I'm just going to come out of this for just a moment. I do want to make sure that everyone can see it. So hold on just a second. Please bear with me. Thank you so much for your patience. All right, I just want to make sure I'm going to, if you can, or if you were able to see the, PowerPoint, if you can just please let me know. And then I will go back to it. So I just want to make sure that if everyone was able to see the PowerPoint presentation. Can you please confirm that for me in the chat, please, before I continue? All right, excellent. Okay. All right then. So what I'm going to do is okay, thank you. Wonderful. So I'm just going to come off for just a minute. You, of course, will still be able to hear me. And then I will just go back to our PowerPoint presentation, and then we will have a conversation. So again, when we're talking about working a side hustle business during COVID-19, quite frankly, we are absolutely in the most unusual circumstances and time. There has not been anything like this in history, and it has an enormous effect on all of us. So despite the unknown situation that we find ourselves in, we do have an opportunity to get to know ourselves again, because I believe that this is a process that we continue throughout our lives, and to also re-examine what new work options are available for us. So in this discussion, we will have a conversation about the strategies that you can use to reinvent yourself and to start a side hustle business. As I mentioned, COVID-19 has pretty much imploded in our world. And the things that we are experiencing now, these are the sort of things that we've seen in the movies, except that after 2 hours, there is a happy ending and life goes back to normal. Well, we are now entering the new normal. So jobs have imploded, hours are cut back, people are working remotely, and there's a learning curve in regards to using online technology, which, by the way, can also create opportunities for us. So there's also the experience of also feeling trapped in a job you may not like, but that you need, or the experience of having to look for a job. And believe me when I tell you that they are out there. But you worry about competing with other people, and even with people from different generations. So when we talk about creating your own movement, what exactly is the side hustle? So it's really any business activity that you do aside from your full-time or your regular job. It is not a new concept. This is how a lot of businesses have gotten started for many, many years, by doing something after work or by doing something part-time. According to Statistics Canada, in the past 40 years, the number of Canadians working multiple jobs has quadrupled, and nearly half of them operate their own business after regular hours. They're looking for the opportunity to become their own boss or for extra cash flow to help pay the bills. So these persons who are self-employed, or as entrepreneurs, as I like to take them, they're also termed as being 5 to 9ers, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. because that is when a lot of us or a lot of people conduct their side hustle business. And so it is absolutely helping to promote entrepreneurship throughout Canada. I always love to have quotes in my program. And one of the things that I like to share is you can't use up creativity. The more you have, the more you use, the more you have. And this was a quote by the late, great Maya Angelou. And this just talks about the opportunity for us to be creative, to allow ourselves to creative spirit in order to create different options that we want to have for ourselves. So when we're talking about the side hustle, there's lots of different benefits that you can have. I always say a better attitude, a renewed focus creates better relationships. If you need help writing your business plan, and there's great organizations and resources to help you with your business plan and that can provide business resources for you. This was a wonderful book called The Side Hustle by Chris Guillebeau. This was actually referred to me by one of my students who I was working with to help her start her own business. And this is an amazing book, and he also does podcasts as well. So when we talk about the benefits of a side hustle, you have the opportunity to explore the benefits of entrepreneurship and self-employment. So this is a great opportunity for you to get out there to see, well, what is this actually all about? How is it going to help me? What can I do? What do I need to learn? And this talks about learning how to run a business. Do you have the time? Take a look at your life and take a look at your current situation and your schedule. Do you have the time? Do you have the energy right now in your life to consider running a business part-time or after your full-time job? You also need to know about assessing your skills, creating a business plan. And I always say that a business plan is your roadmap. And it's not something that you should just create, a document that you should just create and leave. A business plan should be a document that stays with you all the time. It should be constantly evolving as you evolve. You need to understand how to do financial planning and how to get the resources for funding. So these are some of the benefits that you can actually learn for yourself as to how to improve your life and yourself. A side hustle is a much smaller risk. I can personally talk about several people that I know who have wanted to start their business, and they withdrew all of their money, their registered retirement savings funds, their children's funds to start the business because they believed in it so much. And I think, you know what? Great for you. You have that passion, you have that belief. But I also believe that we need to temper that and to be realistic about our expectations. So side hustle is a great opportunity for us to take a look to see, well, maybe I can explore this business and to see if it will work. It is a much smaller risk. It is your option B. And it's something that we always need to have. This is what I always tell my children when they come to me if they have any challenges or questions. What is your option B? A side hustle can do that for you. You don't have to quit your job yet, so please don't do it yet. You also have the opportunity to make much needed additional income. You can focus on doing something that you really enjoy. Your attitude and your mood will absolutely improve. I recommend as well, one of the best benefits for the side hustle is to take your time. Do one thing at a time. Sometimes we get so excited about all the other opportunities that are out there for us. We want to do everything at once. The most important thing about starting a side hustle or starting any business activity is to start with your one main idea. If other ideas come out of it, great, but focus on achieving one thing at a time. And once you have achieved that and become comfortable with it, then you can move on to different avenues or adding to your business. Getting excited and doing several things at once because you have all these great ideas will result in getting very little accomplished. You can use that additional income to pay down on debt, increase your savings, and to practice living within your means. You'll also have to learn new skills, and this is a great benefit for you. If your skills or if your side hustle is important enough to you, you will be quite willing to learn everything that you can about what it is that you want to do, and where can you get resources, and how will you get information. You never know. These skills might even help you in your current job situation. Imagine being able to finally transition to something that you really enjoy, perhaps in another place in the business environment that you are working in. So continued education, continued learning is extremely important, and it is a benefit for you in terms of starting your own business. Now, as I go through this presentation, I will leave some time at the end to answer any questions or to share any information that you wish to share with me. When we're talking about a side hustle business, or even in life, I ask this question a lot from people. Who are you? Tell me a little bit about yourself. And you would be amazed as to how we struggle with this, how we struggle with finding things to say about ourselves, about things that we are good at, things that we like, things that we have accomplished. And I have noticed that this is a particular struggle with women. It's very difficult for us sometimes to talk about who we are, what we've accomplished, and what we are good at. So I always like to start with a couple of things, which I'd like to share with you. Number one, take a personality assessment. This will help you to understand how you communicate and what is important to you. You can absolutely contact Just Choose Results for preference testing and for business coaching. We incorporate this in all of the programs that we do because we think it's important not to categorize people, but for people to just have a better understanding of how they communicate, how others communicate. And this will be exceedingly helpful for you if you're thinking about starting a side hustle job. Make a list of the activities that you enjoy doing. What are things that bring you joy? What are things that you enjoy doing for fun? What activity would you do every day, even if you were not paid to do it? Now, I'll tell you, I truly enjoy facilitating and creating material and curriculum. That is something that I would do even if I wasn't paid to do it. And that's how I knew that I was on the right path to do this business and to become a facilitator and a trainer. What things do you have a natural talent? And everyone is born with a specific natural talent. Sometimes that gets lost, and sometimes we forget about who we are and what we can do. I encourage you to really dig deep inside of yourself. You do know what you are good at. Write it down, share it, speak it. People know. Tell yourself, because these are natural talents that you have. And if you are able to start a side hustle business using these natural skills and talents that you have and things that you enjoy doing, then you will be a success. What business skills do you have? The business side of it now. For example, do you have excellent computer skills, great organizational skills? How well are you in terms of communication? Communicate well with people? Are you able to mediate with people? Do people want to work with you, gravitate to you? Do you have leadership skills? Are you great at solving problems or working perhaps with computers? Make a list of what business skills that you have. And list 5 things that you absolutely detest doing and the reasons why. What I'd like you to do in the chat is to share one thing that you absolutely enjoy doing it. And if you want to share the reason why, that would be great. You'll notice that I'm not going to ask you about sharing things that you don't like, because I find that takes negative energy, and I'd rather just now focus on the positive. But I would like you to share one thing that you absolutely enjoy doing it. The reason for listing the things that you absolutely detest is because it will give you an opportunity to have a better understanding of things that maybe you're not good at. And so there's no business with things that you're really not good at. If that is something that you need to do within your business, you can have someone else do those things for you. It would be a great complement of the skills that you have. What is it that you need to learn to do? Absolutely, this goes back to identifying your skills. So what is it that you need to learn? And again, it can be anything from a business perspective, even from a personal perspective, because you will see a lot of times that they will interact with each other. What should you learn to do? And what are the reasons that you should learn to do this? A lot of times we tend to stay away from learning things that we don't want to do. We don't like them. We're afraid that perhaps we're not able to do them. But if we challenge ourselves, and if we understand this, if we challenge ourselves to do the things that are more difficult for us, maybe what we will find is that it becomes easier over time. And guess what? You have learned a new skill. What draws your interest to participate in certain things like social media? I'm sure that most of you have social media accounts. When you go into your social media, what things draw your interest? What stories draw your interest? What activities draw your interest? What books or articles do you enjoy reading? And are you a member of any clubs or an organization? And this is highly important for us. Why? Because we are social creatures. Even during this COVID-19 times, it is important for all of us to maintain contact in one way or another. What we're doing, of course, is in terms of safety, is doing it online. But being a member of a group, a club, or an organization is a way for us to continue to be connected. And through that connections, you can find great opportunity. If you are a member of a club or organization, why is it that you chose them? I'd like you to make a list of these things, and I'd be very happy to provide them for you afterwards. But what I'm looking for is that after you make a list of these things, all the activities you enjoy, what activity would you do every day, even if you weren't paid? What things do you have a natural talent for? What business skills do you have? List 5 things that you absolutely detest doing. What would you like to learn and why? What should you learn to do and why? What draws your interest and participation in social media sites? What books, magazines, and articles do you enjoy reading? And are you a member of any club or organizations and why? If you make a list of all of these things, you will see that there is a common thread, and that common thread can help guide you to the business that you may want to start. It's a challenge for us when we encounter things difficult, things that have made us unhappy, things that have happened that may be beyond our control. And so when we're talking about starting a side hustle, especially during these COVID-19 times, you'll find that you'll need to reinvent yourself. And reinvention is not a good thing. It's like shedding your skin, which we do every day, and being able to learn different things. In order to reinvent you, and this is an amazing book by Dory Clark. I encourage you, if you can, to get the book. I've read it and it has a lot of interesting information, which unfortunately, due to our time, I'm not able to share with you right now. But when we're talking about reinventing you, first you have to acknowledge and accept that a change in your life is necessary. What is working in your life and what is not working for you in your life? And why is it not working? What changes do you want to make for yourself and your life? Choose one small thing to change about yourself for each day for 1 week. I do this with a lot of my clients. It's amazing to see the things that people will do each day. Even something as small as a different shade of lipstick, wearing your hair in a different way, wearing a color maybe that you normally wouldn't wear, wearing a piece of jewelry. But that little change every day leads so much to our self-esteem. And it is an absolute way for you to start thinking outside the box, being able to look at things and situations differently with a creative eye in order to reinvent yourself. And you never know what opportunities can come out of what you've discovered about yourself. Your skills, your abilities, and your activities that move and inspire you are what will continue to motivate you. So try looking at different options. If you can't think of any, like different ways to do things or different options, then absolutely brainstorm for ideas with a business coach or a friend that you trust. And this is where building a positive community absolutely helps. Quite often, when we want to start a side hustle business, people might say to you, no, you can't do that. In fact, no, you shouldn't do that. In fact, you know what, Jacqueline, this is what you should do. You should work in a pharmacy. You should be a pharmacist. That's what you should do. You'll make a lot of money. But if that's not where your heart is, then that's not something that you should do. Sometimes what we do is that we listen to the other voices in our heads, voices that people are telling us what to do. It's important for you to take a deep breath and honestly take and think about yourself and think for yourself. What is important to you? What would you like to try? What would you like to do? And speak to people who are there to help support you. And if it is not a family member, then a friend. If it is not a friend, then a business coach, but someone who will be there to help you, at least give you direction into what it is that you want to do. And finally, my final suggestion is, and this is my favorite, get out. No one ever truly achieves anything by themselves. You have to become part of a village. In fact, start your own village, build your own village. People will genuinely want to help you. And those are the people that you need to seek. So when it comes to reinventing yourself, you have to be open to the idea of reinvention. If you're thinking about starting a side hustle business, it might be something that has already been done. It might not be a brand new idea, but maybe you might be able to put a different spin on it, on the way that you want to do something. Something that is uniquely yourself and your own, something that is a reflection of you. So this is a great opportunity for you to take this time to look at reinventing yourself. You have to be consistent. It is so easy to sabotage yourself when you're rebuilding your life or when you're faced with challenges. But you know what? We do have to show up every day. And so we have to work hard. We have to make every hour and every day count. So asking for help is okay. We may think that we have all the answers, but maybe we don't. But being able to actually ask ourselves the questions honestly, it might be a little bit painful, but it could be very helpful for us. We have to be able to move on when it comes to letting go and being able to reinvent ourselves. To move on, we have to acknowledge our shortcomings as well. And especially for business, because we can either be proficient and work with, or we can continue to along the same path that we have been going down. This is a great opportunity for you to break out of that and to learn something new and something different. Opportunities are created from change, creativity, and adversity. And I've got lots of different examples on the screen here. But you know what? This is very challenging now using public transit. And now when we go out, we have to use masks. And what's happening is that people are using more bicycles actually to get around. Wonderful opportunities for working with pets, pet walking opportunities, pet services, again, starting your own business. And with COVID-19, a lot of people have started making their own masks and making masks to support our frontline workers. Our senior citizens in our community, they also need help. The children in our communities need help, especially with school and other resources. And of course, opportunity is also provided here through our virtual summer business conference. We're doing it online, all right? That's still a great opportunity for us to get together. You've got other things that have come up, Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, and Amazon, and of course, which are still providing sources and resources for people. So at every point in our history, we have been faced with adversity. And businesses will flourish and some businesses won't. Ideas will always come along. Where are you in terms of being able to look at opportunities? Look at how you can contribute to making a situation better, how you can help other people. Starting a side hustle absolutely has opportunities for you, financial opportunities. It can make you feel better that you're doing something that is passionate for you. But also look at ways that we can continue to help the community and help the people who are in our community. It's a new awakening for many of us, and it's a great opportunity, and it can be truly exciting to see what options could be out there for us in terms of business, Take a look at the passions that you have. Take a look at the things that you do well. Take a look at the way that you could interact with other people. Take a look at other business opportunities that may be already out there that maybe you might even be able to become a part of to do on a part-time basis. Take a look at other people, connect with other people through networking opportunities to see how did they do it? How did they get started? You might find that a side hustle for you might be just great doing it part-time and to make that additional income, or even just to offset the ways that you might be working during the days. A side hustle could become a great opportunity to someday even become a full-time opportunity. Take your time, learn about it, and do it. And you can absolutely make it. Now, I'm going to ask that you check out this wonderful video on YouTube. It is called 3 Ways a Side Hustle Can Change Your Life by Monica Bassi, B-A-S-S-I. Google Monica, M-O-N-I-C-A, Bassi. I'm sure that this video will come up. It is amazing. I highly recommend it, and the way that she presents it from a personal perspective of why she started a side hustle and the benefits to starting one. And of course, I did mention the Side Hustle book and podcasts by Chris Guillebeau. So those are 2 things that I highly recommend. I'm going to go and continue our discussion. This is just my information, just choose results. And again, as I mentioned, we do personality-based programs and training and speeches and one-on-one coaching. And if you do have any other additional questions or feedback, or if you'd like resources, I would be very happy to provide that for you. There are lots of companies who can provide business advice for you in terms of starting your business. There's Job Skills, there's Costi, there's Access. Those organizations, including the YWCA, those organizations have programs even geared for newcomers who want to start their own business, women who want to start their own business, and youth business as well. So there are available resources that out there to help you. I highly recommend that, you Google self-employment or side hustle businesses to find out what is out there for you. But those organizations that I had mentioned, Job Skills, Access, and the YWCA, and I'm sure that there's many who have summer programs as well, have resources that are available, specific resources that are available to help you to put together a business plan and to sort of hone the type of business that you want to do, whether it's a side hustle or whether you want to transition to full-time entrepreneurship. So let's take a look. Thank you so much for this. Let's take a look and see where we are with our questions. And I'm going to come back on the screen. I know that we are running a little bit behind, but I'm going to come back on the screen. Oh my goodness, Carlina! Oh my goodness. Yes, Carlina. It is so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for joining us, Carlina Bois, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, she was a graduate of my youth program. So Carlina, it's wonderful. I know that you are still also working with your business. So again, it's a wonderful opportunity to see you, and I look forward to connecting. So let's take a look. Let's see, we've got lots of amazing and soul-searching questions. Yes, ladies, absolutely. And this is Amisha. Yes. And again, I know we only have 30 minutes, but I would be really happy to reach out with you and to speak with you. Again, I can provide information for you on these questions. It is important that we do take that time to really ask ourselves what's important to us. I believe that the time issue as well is important, that we acknowledge whether or not we have the time to dedicate to do a side hustle business, because it is still a business. Let's see, Mahfouz, Carlina is a superstar. Absolutely, I agree with that. Thank you so much. Do I do one-on-one sessions with potential entrepreneurs? I do business coaching. I also do work, as Carlene has mentioned, I also do work with entrepreneurs because through Job Skills, there is a wonderful entrepreneurship program available for youth and for newcomers. I do mostly business coaching to help people in terms of just identifying what it is that they want to do in terms of a business, sort of solidifying that information. And then, of course, presenting them with other opportunities as well. So I'll be more than happy to give you those resources. I've now focused a lot on doing coaching, business coaching for performance, and also for attitude, and just to solidify where people want to go in terms of their business life. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And Carlena, oh my goodness, Carlena, we'll absolutely have to follow up to have another conversation on this, because, and Sherry Bennett, thank you so much, Sherry, for joining. Ladies, I certainly hope that you use this opportunity to connect. There is a wealth of people who are here. Let's see what other questions that we have in the chat. And as I said today, I did it a little bit differently, only because I'm not home based today. Oh, such a soothing voice. Thank you. Thank you very much, Amisha. I do appreciate that. And let's see if we have any other comments from anyone. Okay, and so you know what? If anyone, again, has anything that they want to add, they're very welcome to reach out to me individually. They can also reach out through Dwania as well. I'll be more than happy to provide you with information and with resources. I think, ladies, for us, women tend to be one of the fastest growing groups of individuals to start businesses. And we tend to have a different perspective around starting a business. We are very community based. And I think this is the reason that it speaks for a lot of our success. Also, another really fast growing group are women 50 and over who are starting their own businesses. And so people who maybe downsized for whatever reason and are looking to make a change, who really want to focus on doing something that is important to them. They are also starting to start their own businesses. So I think the side hustle is a great opportunity for us, and I certainly hope that we take advantage of it. All right, then. So thank you very much, Katie, and thank you very much, Mary Jo. I absolutely appreciate your comment. So I believe now it is a little after 3 o'clock. It's 3:09, and I know that we had started late. Ladies, please use this opportunity to continue to connect. It's great to see you and to speak with you. Sherry, thank you so much. And again, Sherry Bennett, another one of our entrepreneurs. And I certainly hope that everyone has the opportunity to connect with Sherry. Sherry and you and I will continue to speak as well. Sarah, thank you so much for participating, and you are very welcome. I hope that this information was helpful for you. And if you want me to send you some individual questions or to send you some information from this, please contact me at justchooseresults@justchooseresults.com. All right. And now our session has ended. Ladies, have a great afternoon and thank you. And I look forward to connecting to all of you again. Take care and bye-bye. Bye for now. Bye, Catherine. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.